Alrighty, Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It is TGIM. It is, thank goodness it's Monday. Here we are, another day. Let's take a look and see what we got going on in the dollar this morning. And you can see as we look at J4X, the left screen, we can see that it has a lot more green than it has red. You see just that one hinky-ashky bar on the daily. Right there. You see that right there. See that pressure on it just a little bit, nothing major. And overall, it's been an upwardly push. Same thing over here. You know, this is the our beta pushing up. And then when we go over to our existing platform that we use and we're working to replace, of course. That's why we call the last one you just saw a few seconds ago, the beta. You can see here it's been in a buy all the way back into here. It's been climbing and climbing and climbing. The weekly, you can see the fast climbed up in this area really fast. The fast is fast. Climbed up there. You can see that strength in it back about 5.5, 6 weeks ago. And now you see, the slow has been in a weekly buy for, this is going on the third week. It's been pushing up. The interest rates, as we talk about it here. Good morning, Robin. Yes, any question or any interesting thing, options, binaries. What did we talk about last week? We talked about, I'm trying to think of a couple of good questions were last week. We enjoyed them. I'll think of it as I'm talking. Multitasking. Basically, the market is going through this little twist and turn because they're not really sure. They know one thing for sure. All right, we talk about it all the time since I've worked in that industry for a long time, and that is in the hedge fund industry. What happens is that they anticipate, money managers anticipate the future, and they look for evidence, and they're looking for justification and math and statistical averaging, things of that nature, and they look at it and they go, okay, what can happen? And what they see is obviously one thing pretty much mostly everybody feels comfortable with, and that is the Federal Reserve has stopped raising rates. I probably only hear, once in a while I'll hear a money manager say, they may have one more rate hike in them. And it's like, I can understand the perception of that. I understand the reason why someone would think that, but no, it's not there. The reason they would, let's elaborate. Let me explain why some money managers would look that way. They look at it because they know that the debt, like the example last week would be perfect. The gross domestic product came out. And for us to have a 3.2 GDP, we had to, for every point, or let's say every dollar that goes into the measurement, all right, for every dollar going into the measurement, it only turns basically about 65 cents. Or go the reverse direction, and that is that for every $1.50 spent, it reflects a dollar gain, right? You go bankrupt doing that stuff, right? You understand that? You spend $1.50 and you make $1, you're not making money, you're losing money, okay? And so money managers do see this, illogical situation we're in financially, all right? And they see it and they go, wow, we're spending $1.55. It's actually $1.55 to generate $1 in GDP. Think about that. If you had a choice to get paid $1, but you were going to be told that they're going to take $1.55 away from you somewhere else in your assets, would you really try to make that dollar? Or would you be smart enough to say, you know what, I'm not going to spend any money at all, and this way I'm not putting $1.55 out to earn $1, okay? Now, obviously, we all know here the logic would be is if you could spend $1 to make $1.55, everybody would. And so money managers see that, and they know that we're on the wrong course. Now, will they talk about us being on that wrong course? Remember, they're taking public money. They're taking money from pension funds and retirement funds and wealthy family deaths, organizations. They're taking money from them, and sometimes those organizations believe what they hear in the newspapers. They believe what they see on TV, and they believe that they don't know. Let's put it this way. It's not that they believe. They don't know that government is spending $1.55 to be able to show that we made $1 in our gross domestic production overall, the GDP. So when you get that situation, money managers will shut their mouth, smile, and take the big fat check for $500 million or $200 million or $50 million. They'll just smile and they'll say, yeah, we're going to invest this as best as we can. Obviously, the best thing they could do is just stick them in bonds and walk away. But anyway, that's besides the point. So that's why we have the situation as it is. You get a money manager once in a while blurting out, they have to raise rates more. Things are wrong. This is not the way it's supposed to be. Investing. Investing. Good morning, Janos. Or in this case now, it's good afternoon. It's an insanity, total insanity. And when you have the corporate media a part of that, you have to understand that. That's why we, I'm going to fall back to your videos. I always do. I always fall back to those videos that you made that showed why fundamentals don't seem to correlate. They don't match up to what's really going on, and why old fundamentals don't seem to work anymore the way they used to. It's because we're in an era now, in the QE era, the quantitative easing era, that this foolishness is going on. And we could get into it over and over. We could do all kinds of stuff. Let's see. If one holds bonds, he wants rates up. That's right. It is morning for me, though, despite it being 14:30. I imagine so. If the bank or anyone would like to, I would make updates to the fundamentals. Oh, I vote for it every day. I tell people here at the webinar we should have it. You've got greater experience from the fact that you did it right the first time and the update, but then after doing that, it was reflective very clearly about lasting 2 minutes and a minute and a half compared to the old days when they used to last 2 and 3 days. But for some reason, I am considered not relevant as they keep hiring out experts. Yeah, nephews and nieces of somebody, right? Got to give the kids the job. Yeah, I hear you. So when we hear money managers say, okay, there could be a raise here, and like 9 out of 10 of the other money managers giggle and laugh and go, no. They're going to start cutting this afternoon. They think the other direction because they know that the system is being gamed, and so they'd rather let their investors think that they're part of it. In other words, being part of the system, and that makes them all happy. Some guys they met conferences in Switzerland. Yeah, that happens too. Fast talkers. Fast talkers like me. I'm a fast talker. That's right. Hey, step over here. Step up right over here. One shot wins. Win a prize. One in wins the prize. Yes, indeed, as I sip my tea. If you are born in Frankfurt or Geneva or London, you have an advantage in the career just because you can attend random conferences in your free time. Yeah, without a doubt. They do the same thing in Wall Street. Midtown. There's it's almost like in September and October and November in particular. Not November, but September and October. It's almost like college days again. For a lot of the money managers, they're running from conference to conference, and they pay very little because they're just right there. They pay $1,000 or $2,000, and they're running from, and they're talking. They're hearing the reports from chief financial officers of major Fortune 500 companies. They're hearing the inside mechanics It's all public, of course, but as you say, access. And what do they say in real estate? Location, location, location. In other words, it's the same thing. Let's see, one working outside and financial. Let's see, a network. Yep, exactly. It's the network itself. If you are born, namely, your parents take care of your cost and your network. If one is working outside the financial centers, then travel and accommodations costs occur. Yes, exactly. As I say, location, location, location. That is why the kids of the financiers usually continue on. Exactly. Wait, your sons are also... No, my sons are... They're hard practicing capitalists. They're hard practicing capitalists. They're doing coding and they do things. Like they have a small robot factory and they're doing all kinds of things. They're very diversified. They can do it all. They can weld with a welder. They can do construction. They build their own solar arrays. They buy old solar collectors, combine them together, and build a solar array. They do all kinds of mechanical things. They financial things put together. So I raised them that way to be a conglomerate. They're their own little conglomerates. I doubt the statement, if one gets a public info text release, it is filtered. If one drinks in a bar until 5 with the firm's representatives, the info is different. There's a new, relatively new law or a new rule from the, it started around 2000. And I think it was 2001, 2002 under George Bush. It was called fair disclosure. What they tried to do is they tried to remove some of the things you're suggesting. And so the rule is actually called fair disclosure. It's not like rule number 34 or something like that by the Securities Exchange Commission. It's actually called fair disclosure. And what happens is that if you tell a money manager information, let's say you're the chief financial officer or the assistant chief financial officer, or you're the treasurer or the assistant, it doesn't matter. If you derive information from a corporation and it's not disseminated to the public at the same time, you can be fined and punished. Okay? So it kind of was trying to flatten the playing field for exactly what you're suggesting. And so it is very, very tighter. It's not as loosey-goosey. Before the fair disclosure, let me see what year that happened. Fair disclosure, let me see. Fair disclosure. I remember it was under George Bush. Fair disclosure. Fair disclosure. SEC. Fair disclosure. Let's see. And you see it in the Edgar site, the EDGAR. It's part of the Securities Exchange Commission. And let's see, definition. Let's see if it says it. Okay. What is fact-free disclosure? When you do request to a free copy of your free annual file disclosures, let's see. I'm trying to find what year it came out. Account and disclosure information, plain English handbook. Let's see. SEC enhances access to financial disclosure data. Let's see what that says. Let's see. That was in 2021. They adjusted it. I'm trying to find out when they did it. Let me just show you this site I'm on. Right there. And so basically I think they did it. I know they did it under George Bush. He was trying to flatten the field out a little bit because his father was a partner at Brown Brothers Harriman. No, not his father. I'm not his father. I'm sorry. His grandfather, Prescott, was a partner at Brown Brothers Harriman, which is a boutique brokerage operation even to this day, kind of behind the scenes type place. It's kind of like a cross between. It used to compete with J.P. Morgan before they merged into a bank. A commercial bank. Let's see. Wait, your sons are also. That is what. Let's see now. I doubt the statement. If one gets a public, let's see, info text. Okay, yes, right. By the way, look at AMD and MV for me. Oh, sure. Let's go there and look at that because I'm getting deep in the weeds about the mechanics of it all, and I'm sure that freaks out some people. If anybody wants to hear more about it, just ask me, and I will definitely go into that. I'm going to show Janos the charts we're talking about at the moment. Let me just see if I can get this. Where's it at? One. There we go. Now I can see it. MVO. I thought I have MVI. Let me go over there because I leave it in the system. Isn't it MV NIO? That's it. You were following NIO. There's NIO. What a wild looking beast that is. But NVO. Let's widen this out and we'll put NVO in there. That's the last time you saw it. We were in the buy. You haven't looked at this thing in 3 weeks. It went into the sell over in here. That's interesting. That's at NIO. Okay, so let's make a copy of that. Put it down at the bottom. It's so damn busy. I don't want to delete that chart. I just figured it would be smarter not to delete it. Okay, so I've done that wrong. So what do we do here? Okay, so let's go OK. Somehow or another I put the wrong... Okay, let's try that again. Activate and delete. There we go. Now let's go to that NVO. I'm going to copy that. That's what I'll do. And park it down at the bottom of the bottom. Because it's just too complicated to... it's such a trafficky product that you just want to park it and not have to create another one. Okay, so that's there. Now we're not going to worry about that. We're going to go back to NVO right there. So activate. I remember we did NVO too. So we have it in there at this point. Format. There it is. Instrument. NV. Oh, there it is right there. There it is there again. Okay, so there is NVO. And that's interesting. So what we can do is move some of these lines and start over again. All right, so you can see here it went into the buy back in here. Let's put that in there like so, right there. There's the weekly buy. Then you can see this wild push here. Put that in. Put another one in. We'll fix them all right there. And put this one in right there. All right, now make that pink. There's your weeklies. There we are. And you see that weekly sell right there. Good. Forgot to make it a solid line. Let's make it a solid line. Right there. And then that last, we've been in a weekly buy now from that point right there. And we'll widen it out so you can see it even clearer. And let's go like this. Bing it, bing it, bing it, bing it, bing it, bing it. So you can see it went into the buy right there. Let's move the daily buy right there. It went into the daily buy right there. Guess we could just move that over there like so. Then we finally went into a sell right there. Let's move that guy out of the way. Right there. So you can see went into the buy here, or you just want to see basically where we're at now. I guess that would be smarter, wouldn't it? Instead of me just giving you a live evidence of it all. So there it went into the buy there. Then it backed off, went into the sell here. And then jumped back into the buy right there. Is it there or there? Okay, in a second. Yep, that was the buy right there. And we were in a weekly buy, so that was cool. When we went into the sell right here, I guess it was right there, we became a loser. We lost on that. How about that? Okay, and it covered it right there, but that's ugly. And let's see. By the time it did a sell here, that was a winner. Did it make it back though? That's the bigger question. Did you make your money back? I don't think so. I don't think so. And let's move this one over here. When it went into the buy there, and it went into the sell right there. So that it took the money you made from that one. And then let's see. The sell was right there, but it didn't get into the sell really. You know, the weekly was right there, and it was not the cleanest and safest. Let's see, right there was the buy. Let's double check it. Right there, so that went into the buy as this was going into the weekly sell. That was okay. It made some money there. No, wait a minute, that's not a buy because we're in a weekly sell, so you couldn't take that. And that's when you took the loss right there. And then you couldn't buy it because we're still in a weekly sell. Then it went into the weekly buy here, then made your money back from here to there. You caught that whole big, what was that, about $3 or $4, something like that. And then it breaks down into the sell right there. Let me just double check that one the day before it. Let's widen that out too so you can see it. Looks like it's in the buy still right there. Yeah, 0.01 and 0.03, so it's in the buy still. So it went into the sell here, but you're in a weekly buy, so you're not shorting it. You're just not, you know, you're neutral at that point. You're in a neutral trade. That's the long there. That makes a half decent little win out of that. Let me see. Actually, it stays in the long throughout this whole thing. Isn't that interesting? Couldn't find its way in. It's been in the long since right here, really. And you can see it's been in 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 4 weeks in a buy. What a choppy product that is. NVO. Well, that's sell right there. So that was a half decent buy. I guess I'm just looking at the stats. I would say it's about a 76. That's pretty sloppy. You know, in this short period of time from December all the way to February, it's only making money 76% of the time. That's pretty weak. I mean, there's some good wins out of it overall, but that was very painful right there. That was very, very painful. And that lost like, was that from the 98, 98. So basically 99 to right there, 98, 99, just say 99 total, to 101.31. So that lost $2.31. You've had some $5 wins out of it too. That's pretty cool. That's a, you know, if you're using binaries and options, it's not much of a problem at all. If you're using just trading the underlying product, the hard delta gets a little expensive that way. All right, let's take a look at the chat line again now. What's the other one? AMD. Let's get the AMD up there. That I think I have parked on one of my important files. Let's go to the Robin stocks. Right there. I think we have AMD on that. I keep on hearing money managers basically, you know, for a long, long time, they've been big supporter. A lot of money managers like the AMD. There it is right there. And the AMD, you know, is a very solid company. You know, it produces a very good chip, but it has some issues. Not the chip. I forget what the reasoning is. There's some logic behind it where it's always the product. It's expensive. I think they manufacture an expensive chip. No, actually, it's the cheaper of the two chips compared to Intel. I forget what. There's something there that's gives it, it doesn't turn into Navarra. But it's a competitor to Navarra. That's the amazing part. So you see it here. It goes into the weekly buy there. And it's been in the weekly buy ever since. What is that? That's mid-October. It's been in the weekly buy. See, that's a much more liquid product. And you can see, you go into the let's get rid of that. Remove. And then let's put a couple down in the bottom and you'll be able to see. We'll just move them around. Let me just throw another one in there. We'll put 4 up there and move them around. And that'll make life a little bit easier about showing you instead of me going back and showing a lot of history. You can eyeball the history. There we go. Now, oh sure, without a doubt. No problem at all. Units to mid 25. Yeah, oh yeah, that could be very good in many ways. All right, so let's find the first buy, and then you can do the rest. I'll make it so wide you'll be able to read it with no problem. So in other words, I'll go like that, and then I'll send it that way. So there was a buy. It was in a buy straight all the way out to there. See, that's so smooth. There's your second buy. The sell was only for a day, and you're not in the sell, because it's in a weekly buy. Then the next one goes into a sell again. I mean, it's like there's your sell right there. And you get that weakness. Then you take this again. We'll just move this over. You can see it goes into the buy right there. Catches a beautiful ride there. This is nice. This is your classic. This is your normal good stock to trade because it's liquid. When you see less volume, most of the time it's because not volume. When you see less volume, when you see less volume, you get less liquidity, and you get that herky-jerky action like out of the MVO or the NVI or stuff like that. And then look, here's your last buy. Did that last all the way? I think no, it didn't. It went into the sell right here, like that, and then it went in. Went into this buy again right here, and it's been in the buy ever since. I think it has. Yeah, because that's a red and a green, and it's flirting just at the moment. It's a pre-market anyway, so I wouldn't pay attention to it. But that's the action of it all. All right, so I'm going to put AMD on the chart, and I'm going to send it over to you. You want both of these charts? I'll send them both over to you, and you can stare at them. How's that? Okay, and save workspace, and let's see. What was the other one? NVO, wasn't it? Yeah, let me do that. So let me save this for you. We'll do that, and we'll get moving along again. Anybody have any questions on any particular product, just say it. We'll go check it out. I have no problem doing that. AMD. Let's see. Let's put this into the... let's see what happens if I go ZX. AMD. AMD. Let's see how that saves. Let me see where it puts it now. Not there. I wanted it to be somewhere. Where did I put? Okay, so it popped into here. That's fine. That's a good spot. All right, so now that's there. So I can send you that, and I'll send you the other one at N. Let me go back to that real quick right there. And there it is right there. Save. Oh, let me put it on the screen so you know which one it is again. Is it MVO? It's an MVO. Shift NV. Oh. All right, there it is. And we'll save that. Save workspace and save the image of it. Yeah, that probably makes more sense when you want to see something. Just ask on the chat line and I'll just send it over to you. That's no problem. Matter of fact, if anybody wants to see something, I can send it over to you on an email chat line or something like that if you want, and not have me just sit here and talk about it. Let's see. NVO. Either way. Up to the individual. NVO. Oh. Okay, there we go. And just double check it. And we'll keep moving along. There's the NVO. So there they are. These two right there. I can send them over to you, Janos. All right. Clinkety dink. All right. Now, you know what you do, Janos? Email me or email Robin, and we'll send them over. And Robin will send them over to you, or I'll send them over to you. Just send over an email that I should send them to. Okay. All right. Now, where did we leave off, traders? Idea is to hold these until the mid-20s. That's mid-20 2025. Bounce in good points and bounce out at start of sell-offs. Yes. Can you send me this? Yeah, okay, so there it is. We're good. All right, so do that. Or, you know, on that you communicate with me in so many different ways. You can do it through my chat, my message system. You want to send me? I can send. Oh, how about that? Can I send it through right now to your message system on Facebook? Would that be all right? I can do that right now. Tell me if you get this. Let's see, where is it at? There we go. All right, where did we leave off, traders? We're still looking at the dollar index I see on J4X. So I guess what we should do is drift to, we've burned up half hour already. So I don't mind. I mean, I can still talk dollar. Does anybody else want to see anything more about the dollar? And if not, we'll jump over to the euro. We'll take a look at the dollar-euro pairs trade. We'll give you a few seconds of... let's see, where are we at here? There we are. And let me see this. See if you spot this, Janos. Okay, grab that. And let's try the other one. All right, see if that works. Take a look on your message on Facebook. I can just send it, boom, like that, right to you. That's there. It's in your backyard now. It's there. All right, now let's get back to the currencies. Let's take a look at, where are we at here? Right, and let's close that thing right there. Save workspace and close workspace. All right, there is the euro. So you can see the euro. Let's put that up on J4X. Remember, traders, I am willing to look at anything at any time. So if I'm just starting, this is me just going through a rhythm. And if you want to see something, just put it on the chat line and we will just, dissect it. Take it apart and look to see what it's doing. There you go. You can see the euro right there on J4X. You see that pressure on that. It's not deep. In other words, it's very shallow pressure. It hasn't dropped very far. It just has a downwardly slope. You can see it right here. You can see that it's just constantly pressing down. But I mean, look, it's not even taking out that low of December. And that's because they anticipated that interest rates were going to be cut in the dollar, in March. So markets anticipate the future. And so, now, that is how it all works. Money managers moving big money as usual, always adjust to what they believe is going to be in the future. And so they try to be there ahead of the curve. And that is the way it always works. So... what else is there? I guess that is the way we see the euro versus the dollar. It's in a weekly sell too. You can see that right here. Let's move this zero line up a little bit more like that. There's the zero line right there. You see how it's above or below, and you can see on the right side over here, right over in here. You can see. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see it on the screen. There you go. Over here, all those, where the numbers are, down on this bottom one for the weekly. And so it's been up below this area here. And, ooh, did that do something? Did it move it? Did I move that? What happened there? It looked like it moved. Anyway, you can see the pressure on it. It's not big pressure, just mild pressure. And so I think, to a great extent. Now, the only one we have been seeing of late, let's go over to the British pound, but the Swiss, the central bank has shifted gears to fight inflation a little bit more. And so that's put a lot of different pressure over the last 3 or 4 weeks into the Swiss, where for a long while we were saying, Jesus, Swiss is like the best trader of them all right now. It was performing beautifully. When the dollar was going up, the Swiss was making, was losing money. When the dollar was going down, the Swiss was making money. It was perfect mirror image of the dollar. It was doing a great job. Where sometimes you get less performance out of things. But it had fallen down from the 90 area down to the 83 area in a weekly sell. That was a hell of a move. And let's put the British pound up on this screen here. There's the British pound. You see there, it's kind of pushing into the sell today right there. It's kind of hard to believe, but it is pushing. And the weekly is even doing a little teeny dive. We're seeing a little bit more weakness. I don't know if that's going to last for the week, but you can see also the time manifolds, the non-linear time manifolds that we invented. These little yellowish. Maybe we should make them orange. I don't know. But either way, those mirror image, they are standard deviations commingled with my mathematics. There's a description in mathematics for it. What do they call it? It's part of a theorem. Let's see if we can find it. In my head, I was just reading one of them today too. I guess you could refer to it as can't think of the name of it. I can hear it in my head. Let's see, not there. I'll give you one more chance, and then I'll march along and get away from what I was just mumbling about. Right there. There it is. So it was a mathematician called Shahram. He was at Caltech, and he died climbing a mountain back in 2010 or 8 or something like that. And they have a mathematical, what we kind of do when we commingle like a standard deviation with my mathematics, it's kind of like if you were making coffee and you put the water through the coffee. And so they're two different entities, but they work together at the same time. And I think they call that what do they call it? Pre-something. It's like a statistical mathematical structure. And it kind of, it just thought I'd give that out. I'm done. I'm not going to mumble about my math. Anyway, that's the, what is that? That is the pound, the British pound. The British pound is showing a little weakness, but then when you look at this whole plane of this envelope here, or channel that's developed over the last 2.5 months, it's just, and it looks like some ways you could say it's like a head and shoulders, that could be the head right there, or it's going to break out of these tops. I mean, you've had like a top there, you've had one there, you've had one there, you had one there. It's a little bit lower, but let's see if they go and move up and break through here, the 128 area. If they do that, that could really put a charge into the British pound more. I think it could. And now you see it flirting with this weekly sell a little bit down here. And it's still early in the week. It's just the first day of the week. And, we'll see how this plays out. One thing we do know, we know that right now we are playing with a daily sell. And we have a weekly, we're below the weekly sell at the moment too. So it's telling us there's some weakness coming into this. They're buying dollars and selling, the other pairs trades, which is a little surprising. Not a lot, but just a little bit surprising. All right, and then from there, we go over to, where do we go over to? We go over to the Swiss, as we were saying. The Swiss has been a darling for a while. Now all of a sudden it's the Federal Bank of Switzerland is fighting inflation, so we're seeing some adjustments going on. They thought it got way too strong, and they needed to calm it down. And you can see last week it did close in a weekly buy right there. There we go. We'll put the line in there for you. So we put these lines in there just to show you the action. Let's see. What do we got here? Is GBC the Bitcoin ETF? Yes, it is. Yeah, that's what that is. It's the fund. Yeah, here I'll show it to you. We've got it reloaded now correctly because they legalized them a couple of weeks ago now, or they're listed now. I don't know if you call it legalized. They're listed products now, and so before that they weren't a listed product, and they were kind of like an outlaw. They were like a Pink Pages, or you could call it a couple of different things, but they were not listed, and they weren't accepted. Now money managers can come in and buy them, and there it is right there. You see a little strength kicking into the Bitcoin today. You can see it closed into the daily buy on Friday after they cleaned this all up, and you can see the weekly right there is starting to show life at the same time also. So we're getting all three of those positive actions here. Now, what happened was there was FTX in the crypto universe had to be liquidated, and so when Bitcoin got up to 48,000 and change, the FTX, they started liquidating FTX, and when they because it's bankrupt, and so it was one of those criminal organization things, and so now that they've liquidated it, it's probably now going to start putting a bottom in. Someone asked here last week, when is the bottom going to occur in Bitcoin? I said when there's more buyers and sellers, I guess, you know. But the math is now turning, so now I can answer that question and say it's starting now. The turn is starting. You know, we went into a daily buy on Friday at the close, and you can see here this week it's starting off the fast. You can see here the fast started off in the right there. You see it jumped through the weekly buy already. Now the slow is joining in, so that must mean that they're done selling the FTX and they've liquidated everything, which drove, I guess, Bitcoin down into the 39,000 area or something like that. I don't know, something around there. Let's go over. You know what's really good is we have the beta follows it really well. Let's go over to the beta and find where is it at? Right there? No, not there. Yeah, right there. There it is. No, that's not it. It's around here somewhere. Where did I send it? I'm confused. Why are we not seeing it? All right, let's go find it. Let's get the beta again up on the screen. And the beta really reads the crypto really nice. It gets, it gets some good data. There it is. Okay. Okay, so we go like that. Let's get the two naked ladies off the screen there. There we are. The Institute of Advanced Study has a symbol of two women, one half naked and the other one totally naked. And so it looks like they have tennis rackets in their hands. It's supposedly a magnifying glass. It's Truth and Beauty. We'll show you that afterwards. So right there, and right there. Where are you? There it is, right there. There's the Bitcoin. So Bitcoin was driven down into the 38,000 area. You can see that right there. There. Whoop. Yeah, here we go. We'll just amplify it. Got down to 38,000 and change, right there. And when FTX started to liquidate, this is where it started to liquidate right here. And so they drove it down from the 48,000 plus down to the 38,000 plus. Took it down $10,000, and now it's starting to bounce up. We went actually the actual cash. This is the cash. This is not an ETF or a futures contract. This is the cash itself. And so the cash has gone into a daily buy 4 days ago, right there, and it is through the weekly buy, I believe, right there. So this is the cash itself, the liquidation, yeah. So is GBTC the Bitcoin ETF? Yes. Speaking of liquidation, Evergrande, we didn't even get a chance to talk about that. I'm amazed that they didn't take the court. I'm surprised the Chinese government didn't just lock up the court, but they don't have much of a choice. That's that one part we've been talking about for years now. For years. And then they had that that last crazy situation where they have what $11 billion worth of properties and they couldn't find $15 million to pay a payment. So that's why the courts basically said, we've had it, liquidate everything, give the people whatever money's left. So now, I guess the Chinese are going to be like, wait a minute, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't, they do all kinds of strange things when it comes to business practices. So yeah, Evergrande is being liquidated, just like FTX was last couple of weeks. And so you can see here on our beta, this is I'll tell you, Robin, your friend should follow this too. He should be using the beta for the Bitcoin, because this is really, really good. It's hard to get good data on the Bitcoin and many chart systems, but this, where we draw the data from it right now, this is fantastic. It's always ahead of the curve, It's always leading. Our math is always leading the action. It picks it up days before it happens. It's beautiful. All right, so from there, where do we go from there? Anybody have anything particular? I guess we can do a run and gun for the rest of the products. But if anybody has a question, just fire it out. I don't care. As far as I'm concerned, I like to show people what they want to see. Yeah, exactly, honest. Now, did you get the two charts? Did the two charts come to you on your Facebook? Okay. All right. So from there, let's go over to what currencies. Where would we leave off? We left off at Swiss. So let's jump over to, where we go to, there's the yen. Yen kind of firming up again. LDP, boy, I saw news on that again on Friday. They still got problems with the LDP. It must have been really bad. And so now you got, you can see the yen hanging like that, trying to figure out what it wants to do next. And it's doing it at a higher point, compared to running from 140 to 48. Some real action in there. And then from there, there's the great experiment, just kind of stumbling along, sitting on the edges of all-time high closes, that type of thing. Look at the weekly. The weekly is flirting with it. Perfect. That's an easy way to send you send you charts. Let's see, who is sending me data now? Okay, cool. Who's this? Oh, okay. All right, so now from there, got your message there, Robin. That's cool. So from there, we go over to the South African rand right there. And the South African rand is gaining against the dollar slightly. It keeps on trying, that's for sure. And we would assume, usually the metals follow that. So let's go over to gold. We're going to start going into the April gold very soon now. Open interest and volume are starting to move into the April. So we'll be jumping over to the April very soon. There is the February contract. And is it February? GCM. That's June, isn't it? That doesn't make any sense. Wait a second. Oh, that's April there. Okay, I'm starting to work on the April now as we speak. That's why it's doing that. Here is the February contract right there. So there's the Feb contract. You can see it's trying to lift up, which is logical since the South African rand is gaining against the dollar. You can see we're putting a little push into it right now. Same thing with silver. Silver's probably doing the same thing. It's probably showing some life in that at the same time. Let me just save this Feb gold right there. And then let's take a look at the March silver right there. And you can see the strength in that. It's been in a buy for 4 days now. Not going too far up. The weekly is trying to turn. Just kind of pushing a little bit, twisting right there. And then we go over to the copper contract. Now the copper contract, that's looking a little funky monkey because I don't see any line on there. So we got to reset that. Let's see if we go like this with it. And let me go to the exchange again. See if we can straighten that out. Yeah, see, that doesn't look right. Let me go to the exchange, see what's going on there. The copper contract looks totally wacko. Let's see, where's it at? Let me go to the exchange. Let me show you what we sent, or did I save it? Or let's go look at it here. Minimize that. Go to there, and we'll show you what we're talking about. How copper does not look right there. The bars look all off. There it is, right there. We'll put that up on the screen. There you go. This is what Friday's was, and that doesn't match up. There's some type of gap or some crazy thing going on. So you can see right there, something is wrong with that. The data is like, yeah, look at that. That doesn't match to this. And that's what it went out Friday. Or is that could have even have been this morning. I might have saved it just to look at it. So this whole day is all screwed up. The low is way off. Way off. So, all right. We'll go back and fix that. Then from there, let's go take a look at platinum. I believe platinum basically was flirting to try to get into the buy, but did not do too good a job. That's this week now. It's trying to fast is moving up, and you can see, it's in the daily buy for 4 days. It's been trying to lift. Again, we have a hard time even understanding the fact why anybody would even threaten to go short this product, since it's such a vulnerable product, trading at less than 50% of gold at this point. When we, for decades upon decades, the product traded at a premium to gold. Now it's over 50% below it. And at the same time, if you go into a jewelry shop or you try to buy platinum, physically, they're charging more for it still. They don't care that the exchange doesn't trade it right as far as they're concerned. They can't buy it. So, this distortion we see in the forward contracts or the futures contracts are truly a weird looking distortion. Very weird. All right, now from there we jump over to the energies. Let's take a look at the energies. There is oil. Oh, look at that, they're selling it down a little bit now. That's interesting. It was up a little bit higher. You can see it's in daily buy since the 72.5, 73, like 73ish area, 73.5 area really. Went into the weekly buy that week back there in the 72, 73 area, and it's run as high as today was at 78.90. No, I'm sorry, 79.29 today is the high. Almost $80 oil. So we've moved up almost $8 over the last 7 days with it. We've been in a buy on the daily and in a buy on the weekly. The pressure has been pushing on it. Weekly, it's been in a weekly buy for 2 good weeks now. All the way since back to January 18th. So it's 11 days ago. Let's take a look at Brent. And there is Brent on J4X. Right there. Brent doing the same thing, gliding past the $80 area at 82.52 now as we speak, with a high of 83.52. And when we go over to the beta, let's put that thing up on the beta. You can see it's dipping down a little, just like West Texas Intermediate is right there. You can see there it's been a daily buy for bunches of days and 4 full weeks. And you see that strength in that same situation. They've obviously knew that they were going to do whatever they do to excite the energy sector. And obviously they have. Let's jump over to 2 more things and we're going to get out of here. Unless someone wants to see something. Let's see. Right there. Nope, that's not it. Where the hell did I go? There we go. There. You see the chat line. Okay, there it is. All right, now let's look at natural gas. And there's nat gas hanging out down in the 213 area. That's the March contract. See the same thing going on beta because now they're following the March contract with it. And right there, and you can see it's 211, I'm sorry, 2.131 at 213.6. So it's $2.13 a cubic or meter cubic, whatever. And then from there, we'll finish it off with the energy company down in Spain. Right there. There it is right there. Trading at 24.94. It's dipped underneath 25. Hoorah. Huzzah. Huzzah, as they say in the Bible. Huzzah. All right. Let's go to here and find it on this. There it is. And there it is on our beta. That energy company trying to do the same. No, that's not right. There it is. And so that's been doing the same thing. It's fallen from the 28.5 area up in here all the way down. You can see it's falling down, and today it's below the 25. It's been in the daily sell for a bunch, a little bounce right there, of course, but that didn't last long. It went right back into that sell in here, and then it finally collapsed. And so you can see here, weekly wise, it's been in a sell since the beginning of December, or the second week of December. So not bad there, eh? All right, traders, we're out of here. This has been Doc from North America. We will catch you all tomorrow, same time, same channel. It's going to be a busy week, especially Wednesday. We got the Federal Reserve making noise on Wednesday around 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, something like that. So, happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, traders.